Dads, brothers, uncles, boyfriends and strange men in the streets have a history of killing, raping and physically and emotionally abusing women. Recently, 2 grade 7 boys allegedly raped a grade 2 girl. The past couple of weeks have seen the spotlight shine on violence against women and children. Courtney Peters, Karabo Mokoena, Lerato Moloi, and hundreds more have met their deaths at the hands of violent men.
We get killed because we love people. Must we die because we love black men? Must we die because we love white people? Must we die?
I still live in fear, in constant fear every day I wake up.
What has happened here? Could happen to my child. So painful.
Amongst the many women who were brutally killed in Mzansi recently is openly lesbian Lerato Moloi of Naledi in Soweto. It is suspected that she was killed after a corrective rape.
Lerato Naledi, 27 years old. Saturday, ka 6 o'clock ne, ulata hata mo arotonga topo no bata. Abarwa bata itonga topo, abaso asamai, antikil zanzile kumuketelankano.
Tambai, as she was popularly known, was very close with her mom.
Operation regular Gadimaras is present.
And then Mother's Day, Anna?
Asanga khona ku tsamaya wa haya asanga khona rekele mara o tsile ka hore yena a ke na tšhelete o sane ile satare a ke na tšhelete ya hore go rekele present wa tse hore o sane ke Mother's Day ga holo yena na le close le na cause ntwenga ai chera le.
She was only 27 years old when her life was snuffed out, leaving a lot of dreams unfulfilled.
Never try a school master food lift. Kura sebeza akathola school seu aphasa ona lento tlamela ayetse fona anketse into e right.
Why na feel jwalo? Why na feel ka re tshwantse ya o etsetse something nice?
Because why na feel jwalo? Nan rata too much ngolo ra ba tlo bua mara.
According to her mother, Tambai had always been open about her sexuality.
And then kaofela lona la peng ne le accept.
Akuru pelaka dewe ile hloka teng. And ke tlonka na go ke le ba le ntwe e etsetseng. Empe ro tlo jwetsa maka. Le batswadi kaofela ntwe e etsetseng la ke tshwana le ya ngwana wa ka le bona mo ba le nteng ba utlwile bohloko like nna mo bona even le mphakathi utlwile bohloko ha hona motho o sa utlwang bohloko and ya ngeta e bohloko yena ke kopa hore fela ko modimo le batho go ntwe e fele se ka hlola e etsala.
Lerato's mom cannot help but emphasize the importance of accepting and loving children regardless of their sexual orientation. In the days leading up to her funeral, her family home became abuzz with activity as different sectors of the community came out in support of the family.
What has happened here? Could happen to my child. painful.
The LGBTI community also came out in large numbers to support one of their own.
This is an emergency. This is 10,111. You know, a lot of hate crimes have been silent in our country. I feel like it's condoned that it's fine when a lesbian woman gets killed or gets raped. It's something that is normal. But when another woman gets raped, it depends who you are, who you know, and who you connected with. We have a lot of hate crime cases that are happening every 2 seconds, but nothing has been done. The media coverage doesn't include lesbians also around that, or rather about the issues are facing LGBTI, like the hate crime, the harassment within the police, within the community, the secondary victimization within the police station, because lesbian women, when they go to open cases, they end up facing secondary victimization. You know, they end up being asked questions around their genders, and they also end up being raped again twice, emotionally and physically, you know. And it's a method of lesbian women are not being recognized as women, they're being recognized as lesbians.
Although it was emotional and attended in numbers, Lerato's funeral turned into a show of strength, particularly for the LGBTI community.
And to the family, the only thing that I can say is, if what I hate scares you and what's behind hurts you, just get down on your knees, look above, because God is all that we will need. He gives strength to the weary.
Hundreds of mourners, including representatives from the LGBTI community, political parties, church, family members and friends, have gathered here not only to say goodbye to their beloved Lerato Tambai Moloi, but also to say a big no to gender-based violence.
We're scared, like we're asking ourselves every day, are we gonna be safe? I'm a Texas Sambala, we're not safe. There's a Makonta Marika, but it's Number 2, like we don't know, our brothers and like our uncles, Bari Babantwan, Senzin Gadi, why not? And then lietsa ntho le etsang ka nako a lona mara e wrong ha e jeke and then ho ba stabana se sebe o khona ba bona ne itabantsa ba kentse dituku. So please guys, re tloleng, and then phakathi wasekazi siphakamele ningasiyeki kuphela sikhathele bantu siyanicela, like people of South Africa and men of South Africa, we are enough. Please, we human, me being lesbian, it doesn't mean I'm half a human or what. Siyanicela, stop killing us like dogs. Please, we human.
And where are our men? What are they doing? Why are they always in taverns or idling in corners where they could be protecting us? We go to taxis, someone should be walking us instead of staying in the house waiting for me to do what I have to do. So yeah, we need the manpower, the best we can get. As much as you can do as a man, please stand up, walk your woman out, protect your kids, do what you have to do.
Ukubulawa kwetabane ukhulile ukudlula imishado yethu. Abomama bethu sithanda ukuthi ba celebrate imishado yethu, hayi imingcwabo yethu. Sithi nalaba simile lana siqale icampaign ethi stop killing lesbians. If kumele kunyiwe kuyonyiwa, if kumele kuliwe kuyoliwa. Yabona ukuthi if must yenzeni, nathi sifuna ukuthi sizwe njengetabane ukuthi sikhathele ukuthi sibulawe njengamathethe. Month every month yithi. Week after week yithi kanti thina so celebrate nini imishado yethu, so celebrate nini i-success yethu. Njalo siyabulawa phansi ngokufa kwetabane, phansi ngokubulawa kwabafazi phansi.
What is environmental health? In Section 24 of the Constitution, the environmental right has a second part, which is to encourage people to be active citizens and gives us the right to participate in politics and organize and raise awareness so that the environmental right can be guaranteed.
Using coal and wood and paraffin to cook with or to heat their space or to heat water. These are basic fundamentals, and I think if we can address that alone, we will make a huge impact, an environmental impact on the health of our population.
Food that comes into the country, the vigilance at the ports and harbours is being checked at the moment currently with by environmental practitioners who are port officers at those ports. They need to be more stringent in terms of control of what comes into the country.
Join Health Talk every Saturday for all your health news. After a horrific accident, major questions were asked.
So step one, I asked myself, do I really want to die? And my answer to that was, I'm not sure. And then step two was, do I want my parents to bury me? And the answer to that was no.
Learning kept his brain in full action on how the brain works.
When I was in hospital, right, as I was saying, to catch up with my peers, I started to become obsessed with memory techniques and how the brain works and how we retain information.
Touching lives is his continuous mission.
I now work for a non-profit where we deal with access issues regarding kids with disabilities and persons with disability. We're busy working on beach access.
Being wheelchair-bound did not stop fun in his life.
I party in a wheelchair, I laugh in a wheelchair, I smile in a wheelchair.
For all your uplifting stories, catch Bupilong every Friday.
"18-year-old matric student Opalesa, which is not her real name, survived the rape scare when she boarded a Quantum on the way back from doing her hair. She's asked us to conceal her identity as she fears her attackers may still come back for her.
I boarded a taxi with some gentlemen, and then when we got into the taxi, it was the driver and two men and one lady. So when we got to these robots here in one of the taxi drivers suggested that he transferred the guy that I boarded the taxi with to get into another taxi. And me and that lady, we started questioning why would he do that. And then he told us that no, he claimed that seeing that I live in and it's dark and I'm a schoolgirl, that he feels that he should drop me straight at home. So the lady asked the guy, then I'm also going to town, so why don't you just put me in this other taxi? And then the guy's like, no, I'm just gonna quickly drop her off. And then that's when we were like suspicious and like, okay, what's going on? As we were going along, he decided to turn into some road. I think it's Reeves Road. It's like a small road and there's files everywhere. And then as soon as he turned into that corner, he then tipped the guys at the back to attack us. They kept on saying, we're going to kill you, and if you don't make a noise or anything, we're not going to kill you. And they kept on telling us it's going to be quick and everything. As soon as I noticed that, okay, I'm sitting at the door, I can be able to open the door. So I fought with the door. I managed to open the door. And I think they dragged me because he still had my blazer. He hit me with a gun on my head. That's when, at the same time, I opened the door. And I rolled out and I ran into the bush. My first thoughts were, okay, I'm going to be one of the victims of this whole quantum rape cases. I thought of giving up because there was no way I could actually just jump out, roll out of the car as I was scared, and yeah. But then, nevertheless, I tried to my hardest to open the door, and I don't really think at that moment I was thinking. My main focus was actually surviving.
it is highly unlikely that her life will ever be the same again.
I actually don't sleep. I have to take like sleeping tablets in order to sleep.
What are some of the injuries that you sustained?
I have a scar on my head because they hit me with a gun. I had bruises all over my body, and my tooth cracked, and yeah, I have a scar on my lip as well, a stitch. Every time I walk to the shop, actually, I feel as if they're gonna come back for me because I survived, and most people know about it, and they probably, might have found out my identity, and yeah, I'm still traumatized. I still live in fear, in constant fear every day I wake up.
What does she think of the way women are treated in the South African society in general?
My experience, I'd say the country is actually treating women as if we are objects, While they portray women in a way as in Uguti, they object, they should be, housewives. They're not capable of reaching their dreams and so forth. They take, I think, the woman's species very lightly.
What do you think you did wrong?
Shouldn't have done my hair that day, that certain day. I feel like I should have just went home straight after school.
Do you think you did anything wrong?
Yes, I blame myself. Part of me blames myself because I knew that it's not safe anymore, but then I never thought that I would actually be the one victim.
Because of fear and self-blame, Palisa no longer goes anywhere by herself. I asked if she's ready to use public transport again.
In the long run, I need to use public transport because they're not going to be, my brother's not going to be there for me, forever in terms of transport.
And what are you going to do the first day that you have to travel by yourself again?
Well, I think that would be a first step to healing because I would be actually facing my fears, which is the fear of getting abducted again.
Palisa is lucky to have escaped her ordeal with her life. Pilile Kumete is still nowhere to be found. She was last seen a month ago.
Opilile umuntu responsible empilweni. She's been with Zinhle. Ukhiphe album yakhe. Enemali yakhe iholile. Amakhadi akakhona. Ngeke lo muntu avele kuthi uyahamba. Ngeke uhambe without your card. Yeah. And uba permanent una 6 months ay permanent. Yebo nto le. Umlungu yamazi because umlungu according to my own presentation esiyenzile ngwasiqasha umuntu ozitheshela udaba because amaphose sisho nguvasihlulile. Utholile ukuthi umlungu wasise yakho Yugoslavia, we from Yugoslavia. Yebo nto le. And Yugoslavia is a country of human trafficking drug deal, ne. And lo mlungu wakhona ukuba ne case ye murder and human trafficking.
The police arrested the alleged boyfriend and charged him with perjury, but he was later released on 1,000 rands bail.
Fana ukuthi amaphoyisa awekho sisongovu. Let me clarify nje lento kahle kahle. Sisongovu kuyafana amaphoyisa awekho. On the 25th of April, ne? Yezwana. Case la ngireporte khona. Bafike bangithi bafuna izithombe zikaphilile in yezwana. Ngahamba, I took my phone, ngahamba athi izithombe zikaphilile yezwana le. Ngabuye ecourt lapha police station ngavula icase. And mangibuya le following day, athi mhlambe bazongitshela something else abayenzile. Bangitshela ukuthi umuntu ophatha icase yabantu missing people yabona usesibhedlela. I should wait until lo muntu azabuye esibhedlela.
Uyagula wenzani?
Yeah, bathe uyagula yabo. bathi le muntu usesibhedlela ushoze mina ngifanga ngilinde lo umuntu azabuye esibhedlela
6 months
yathiwa ngibuzile le cause yabona ama-police charge office ayedelela police charge office mufika nje la uthi ukhuluma nawo
Instances like this often leave families of missing persons with little or no hope.
yabona umntana sekhaya ngeke ngikwazi uphinde ngimthole ngiyacabanga lo yabo angiholi umntwana omkhulu and ubuka indaba kaKarabo ubuka ukuthi kunomunye ubhuti owenza nje Eastern Cape abantu babulala intombazane Cape Town kususamsebenze eCape Town kunomuntu odayisa human body parts uyayibona nje ngicela uphile ngomthola ephila thina sina inkinga sesikwamukele konke okwenzakala sesikhalela ukuthi masithole ithambo likaphili simngcwabe simbone ukuphi phelile.
The Law Society has slammed notices sent to 4 universities to jack up standards or risk losing their LLB courses. The Council on Higher Education issued a stern warning to the universities to conform within 6 months.
I think it will affect the university. I think outside the law faculty, there's a funding issue.
It's been 112 years since Enoch Sontonga died as a relatively unknown composer, choir master and teacher. But today his legacy lives on through his greatest composition, Nkosi Sikeleli Africa.
For all your news updates, stay tuned to Your World from Monday to Sunday.
Cutting Edge met with the EFF Student Command spokesperson, feminist and social activist Naledi Chirwa to discuss the safety of women in this country.
When you leave your house, you're taking senkwa or you're gibeli taxi, do you feel safe?
There is no safety for black women in this country. You know, we are not safe in the streets, we are not safe in the taxi rank, we are not safe at home, we are not safe at school, we are not safe anywhere. You know, it doesn't exist. The idea of safety for a black woman does not exist. Fear of what might happen to me, what might happen to us, what might happen to our children, you know. Every day you consent to the possibility of you dying out or being raped, whether you do it consciously or subconsciously. But that is the reality. You always have to think twice about everything that you're doing. You know, you have to think, is this the right taxi? You don't even know which taxi looks right. Is this the right guy to speak to? Is this the right classmate? Is this the right father? You know, there's always so many things going on around us that we can't breathe.
Naledi believes it's time society tackled hate and oppression head on.
To hate oppression, for me, should be common sense for us as the oppressed. You know, we should hate oppression in all its attributes. You know, some of us have been raised by good fathers, some of us not, né? But we must all hate oppression. We must hate oppression at all costs. Can black men, can men, can whiteness, can white women be rehabilitated? Can heterosexual people be rehabilitated? Because these struggles have many levels and many folds. You know, we speak about black women, but that also has another layer underneath it. Because we don't die the same way. Queer people don't die the same way we do. What do we now respond to that? How do we respond to that? We must hate all kinds of oppression. And if oppressors are adamant on retaining the privilege that's afforded to them by that oppression, we should hate them as well. We should revolt against that as well. Because we can't be massaging people's feelings because we love them. We get killed because we love people. Must we die because we love black men? Must we die because we love white people? Must we die because we love?
I don't know if it's a movement, a social movement, or a mere hashtag, but I want you to tell me more about owning your vaginas.
I mean, this is my vagina speaks to agency of women, and in particular black women. You know, because we've always been taught to be, we've been treated and been taught to be objects, you know. This even from a young age, when you're 4 years old, the first thing you're being taught as a young girl is how to sit so that people around you can be comfortable, you know. And that's how we even see each other. We see each other as objects because society and even our parents accede to the fact that we are objects, that we are a fetish, that we only exist for the sexual pleasure of men and males. So saying this is my vagina is taking ownership of our own bodies that we've been crucified for having, you know. Everywhere else, when you get a job or when you become successful as a woman, as a black woman, you get crucified because they tell you you're slipping your way to the top. Everything comes back to your genital area. That means the whole world sees us for our genitals. They don't see our minds. They don't see what we do in our community. They only see us for our genitals. And that is our relationship to society. We always have to prove or act according to what they feel about our genitals.
Why should men accept that they're trash?
Because they are. It's not even about men having to accept. Whether they accept or not, it does not mean they're not trash. They are trash. Whether you accede to the fact that you're trash or not, you are trash. Socially, academically, religiously, traditionally, culturally, socially, economically, politically, men are trash.
Instead of ukuthi kube ngabo abasikhuselayo abakhokhelayo ukuthi thina singayenzekala into ngabo phinda bathi eqoba umuntu angene ngothando axokisa athi hayi ndiyakuthanda kanti injongo zakhe ukuthi akubulale. Hayi but men are trash and it's trash ngathi dustbin encinci ngathi ke kube negama elinkulu manje engathi lingali dinga elikhohlakela uqhiqi ngoba nina amadoda nikhohlakela ukuthi trash.
The Stats SA Demographic and Health Survey of the year 2016 tells us that women who are divorced and separated are 40% more likely to experience violence, and that 1 in 5 South African women have experienced violence at the hands of an intimate partner. It also says women who are separated or divorced report to have experienced more sexual violence at 16.4%, while those living with their partners reported 10%.